section 2. Now we're getting into the next part, and this is not going to take very long. You should remember most of this. There are a couple pages that we're going to cross out and a couple things I'm going to change, so just pay attention very closely. But mean, if you can recall, mean is going to be your average. So you're going to add everything up and divide by how many ever you had, okay? Your median is your middle number. You have to make sure they're in numerical order, and it's going to be your middle number. Mode is the number that appears the most, okay? Then your range, you're going to subtract. After you've got them set up in numerical order, you're going to subtract the lowest number from the highest number. Okay? Now your interquartile range is going to be set up that you have to have your median of your whole set. So the first thing you do is the median of the whole set. Next, you're going to have to get the median of the first half of your data. And that is going to end up being your Q1. All right? Then you're going to get the median of your second half of data. And that is going to be your Q3. Now, to have your IQR, which is what this one is you're going to subtract Q3 minus Q1. And that's going to give you your IQR. Okay? So that's just the steps on finding your interquartile range. All right, so first, let's find the mean for each data set. So we're going to add all of those up. You add all those up, you have 142. Then we have 5 numbers, so we're going to divide by 5. When you do that, you get 28.4. All right, my next set, 5 plus negative 3 plus negative 8 plus 10 plus 14 is equal to 18. And I have 5 numbers, so I'm going to divide by 5. When I do that, I get 3.6. Okay? Now, the median. See if you can do these. Pause video and see if you can do them. Then unpause and see if you get the same thing. All right, so for median, first thing you're going to do is you're going to set them up in numerical order. So negative 10, and 5, 8, 10, 15, 17, and 22. Okay? So now I'm going to count and see what my middle number is. And I always remember this because median has M-E-D and middle has M-I-D. So those kind of match up. All right? So I have 1 on this end, 1 on this end. 2 and 2, 3 and 3. So this is my middle number. So 10 is my median. All right, my next data set. I have 1, 1, 3 and 3, 4, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, so again, I have 1 and 1, 2 and 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, and then 4 is what is left. So my median is 4. All right, next, find the mode. And the way to remember this one is mode and most. They both have M-O. All right, so my first set, I'm going to have to put them in numerical order if you want. If you can spot it out, that's fine. But if I look through here, I have 3 10s, so 10 is my mode. Okay? See if you can pick out the next one before I say anything. If you look down through here, you have 4. All right. Next, we're going to do the range. The range, we have to subtract the smallest from the biggest. So go ahead and set them up in numerical order just so you have it right. -3, 2, 2, 6, 6, 8, and 10. All right, so my smallest number is -3. My biggest number is 10. So 10 minus a -3, and you should know 2 negatives make a positive, so it's going to be 13. All right, the next one. We have -2, 1, 2, 3, 10, 12, 14, and 15. So my biggest number, the smallest number, so 15 minus a -2, and again, 2 negatives make a positive, so it's 17. All right. Next, we're going to find the IQR for each data set. So we need to go ahead and set them up in numerical order. All right. So we have -2, and you can cross these out as you need to, so that way you know you've got them all covered. The next is going to be 2, and I have 3 of those. So 2, 2, and 2. All right, then I have 3, 5, and 6. And then I'm going to have 10, 12, and 13. So I have all my numbers set up in numerical order. Well, first step in doing IQR, I have to find my median. So I have to find out what's in the middle. So I have 1 here, 1 here, 1 here, 1 here, 1, 1, 1, 1. Now I'm down to where I'm in the middle of these two. So this is my middle. So this is going to be my median, all right, or Q2, either one, all right, which would be 4. So my number here is 4, all right, but that doesn't matter right now for IQR. Next, to find Q1, I'm going to have to do my first half, the median of my first half. So I have 1 and 1, 2 and 2. And this is going to be my Q1. So Q1, and it is 2. All right? For my Q3, I'm going to have to do my median of my second half. So 1 and 1, 2 and 2, and then here we go. I have 10 left for my Q3. Now, to find my IQR, remember my IQR is Q3 minus Q1. So I'm going to have 10 minus 2, and my IQR is 8. All right? See if you can do the next set, and then unpause it and see if you get the same thing I did. All right, so numerical order, 10, 11, 12, 12, 13, 14, 15, 17, and 19. All right, so I'm going to set them up to where 1 and 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4. Here is my Q2 or my median. All right, again, that one doesn't matter. So I need my IQR of these, or my Q1, which is the median of my first half. So mark this one out, mark this one out. Now I'm here where I have 2, so it's going to be the middle of these 2. You have 2 options of doing this. What number goes between those 2? Well, when you have 11 and 12, you're not sure. So you would have to add those. So 11 plus 12 is going to be 23. Well, I have two numbers there, so I need to divide by 2, which is going to be 11.5. So my Q1 is 11 and a half. All right, I need to do the same thing with my second half of my data. Okay, so 1 and 1, and again, we have two numbers. Well, this one we can see what comes between them. The number between 15 and 17 is going to give me my Q3, which is going to be 16. Now, my IQR is going to be 16 minus 11 and a half, which gives us 4.5. Okay? All right. Now, and I just did the wrong work on there. So let me erase that. We have the answer to the next step. We have 17, 18, 22, 25, 30, 31, 31, 33, and 36. Now let's try this again. So 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4. Here we go. This is Q2. All right. With this set of my data, this is going to be 1, 1, and then here we are in the middle of these two. So you can add those two together. And if you want to, so 22 plus 18 is going to give me 40 divided by 2 because I have two numbers. And my Q1 is 20. All right, this set of data. I have 1 and 1, and then these two, and the number in between these two is 32. So my Q3 is 32. Now, my IQR is going to be 32 minus 20, which is 12. All right. Now, on your own, see if you can do this one. I did set this one up for you just a minute ago. And when you come back, you'll have to have all these labeled. I'm just going to put the answer down for you. I want to see if you can get them, okay? So pause the video, make sure you put them in numerical order, and do what you need to get your mean, mode, median, range, and IQR, okay? So whenever you come back, your mean is going to be 13.67. If you rounded it to 13.7, that's fine. Median, 13. Mode, 12. Range is 9, and your IQR is 4.5. Okay? All right, the next one, try it as well, and then see if you get what I have. All right, you should get 3.7, 4.5, 8, 19, and 10. All right. So that should just be review for you, okay? Now we're going to put it into a box plot. Box and whiskers is probably what you've heard it. But that's a diagram that displays a distribution of data values by using the median, quartiles, and the extreme of the data set. So a box shows the middle, which is 50% of your data. So we have your median, which is going to be your Q2. You have to have your lower quartile, your upper quartile, your max, and your min. Okay? So this is what our box plots are going to look like. All right. So on this one, I just used the numbers -7, -3, and I'm going to go ahead and have them in order for you. -2, 2, 4, 5, 8, 8, 10, and 12. And I just pulled these from the other page over there. All right. So my minimum is -7. That's my smallest number. My biggest number is 12. All right? Now, if I do these in half, and you can actually look back over to the previous page on page 17, and you can get your IQR, you can get your IQR, but if you've done your work, you should have your Q1, Q2, and Q3. Your median is going to be 4.5. Okay? Your lower quartile is going to be -2. That's your median of your first half. And then the median of your second half, which is Q3, is 8. All right? We shouldn't have to keep doing that over and over. So now we need to make a chart. All right? So our numbers go from -7 to 12. So I'm just going to start with -10. So -10, -8, and I'm just going to count by twos. -6, -4, -2, 0. And then 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, and 20. All right. So this is how we do this. First, we need to find our median, which is 4.5. So somewhere about right in here. All right, draw a line. Now we need to find our Q1, and that's going to be -2. So draw another line right here. You can put Q1 above it. Then we need Q3, which is 8. So find 8, put a line, and then put Q3. Now, with these, we're going to go ahead and connect the lines, and we'll have a little box here. Okay? This is 50% of my data. All right? So everything that I collected, that's 50%. But I can't forget about those outliers, the ones that are out there. My chart goes down to -7. So I'm just going to find -7, put a little dot, and draw it in the box. Then my stuff goes up to 12. So again, find 12, and that's my little whiskers on my box. So a box and whiskers plot. All right, the next one. Use these values. Use 10, 11, 12, 12, 13, 14, 15, 17, 19. All right, so this is another set of data that you've already had, so I just went ahead and pulled it as well. All right, so my minimum is going to be 10. My max is going to be 19. All right, my median is 13, my middle number. The first half of my data is 11.5. The second half is 16. All right, so my information goes from 10 to 19, but I'm going to start at 5. And I'm going to go to 20 down through here. And you can count by twos, you can count by ones, it does not matter. However, I'm going to do 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, and 19. And yeah, it's a little off, but that's okay. It's not a big deal. All right, so let's draw our box and whiskers plot. Well, we know our minimum is at 10, so if you want to go ahead and put your dot there, you can. We know our maximum is at 19. So we know all of our information is going to be between those two dots. All right? Well, my median, my Q2, is at 13. I'm going to draw my first line. My Q1 is 11.5. So Q1. My Q3 is at 16. So Q3. I'm going to connect these lines. Okay, and then I'm just going to draw little whiskers out to my dot. And there you go. You have it fixed. All right, for the next one, I'm going to give you the numbers. I want you to pause it and see if you can get all this. So 78, 78, 79, 79, 82, 82, and 82. Now pause the video, see if you can get all this, and then come back and see if you've got it, all right? So my minimum is 78, and my maximum is 82. All right, if I look, I have 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3. So 79 is my Q2. So this is my Q2. If I look at this part, the first half, I have 1 and 1. My middle is 78. Right? If I look at my second half, 1 and 1, in the middle of that is 82. So that's my Q3. All right. When I'm doing mine, I'm just going to do 7. I'm going to start at 75. I'm going to count by 2. So 75, 77, 79, 81, 83, 85, 87, 89, 91, 93, 95, 97, 99. All right. So here we go. My lowest, all right, let's do our quartiles first. So 79. That is my Q2. Then I have 82. Then I have 78. So this is what my box plot looks like. Now I need to add the whiskers to it. Well, it just so happens that my max and my Q3 are the same, so I'm just going to do a dot. Same thing, my min and my Q1 are the same, so I'm just going to do a dot. All right? All right, the next one. We have 60, 68, 69, 78, 90, 95, and 100. Okay, so go ahead and pause it, see if you can get these. So my min is 60, my max is 100. All right? I find my median, 1 and 1, 2, 2, 3, 3. The median is 78. All right, so if I do the first half of my data, I have 1 and 1. What's in the middle is 68. If I do the second half of my data, 1 and 1, in the middle, I have 95. All right, so go ahead and label your thing. I'm going to do mine by 4. And you can label yours any way you want. $72, $76, $80, $84. You just want to make sure that your thing is at least big enough for all your information to be on. All right, 108. All right, so this is my information that I've got. All right, now let's go ahead and draw a box and whiskers plot. So 78 is my Q2. All right, 68 is my Q1. Q3, 95. I'm going to make my little box. All right, so I have my box there. Now I just got to do my whiskers on it. My lower one goes to 60. So I'm going to connect that. And then my max is 100. And I'm going to connect that. All right, so I've finished my box and whiskers plot for that one. All right, skip this page. We're not doing this. It gets a little bit more in depth than what we really need, so you don't have to do either of those 2 pages. All right, so I want you to go ahead and find the, just set them up in numerical order and do Q1, Q2, Q3. on both of these. Tell me your IQR. All right? So 104, 106, 108, 110, 114. All right, so if I look at this, this is going to be my Q2. Sorry, it's my median. All right, the first half is between these two. So Q1 is 105. And I'm going to do between these two. And my Q3, and you can add those two together, 110 plus 114. That's going to give me 224 divided by 2 because I have two numbers, 112. Now, if I wanted to know my IQR, then all I would do is subtract those, and I'm going to get 7. All right, the next one, same thing. Just set it up real quick. 74, 75, 77, 82, 85, 87. All right, so 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, and 3. So it's going to be in between these two for my Q2. All right, but if I'm not worried about that, I'm just going to look right here because we're not making a box and whiskers plot. And I've got 1 and 1. 75 is my Q1. Q2, 1 and 1. Sorry, Q3. 85 is my Q3. Now, if I want to know my IQR, 85 minus 75 is 10. All right. So find the lower and upper quartiles, then find the IQR. So we're doing the same thing again. These two just happen to be set up for you. So 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3. This is my Q2 or my median. So I look at these now, 1 and 1. Here is my Q1. Second half, 1 and 1, Q3. Now I just need to subtract. So 20 minus 12, my IQR is 8. All right, next one. 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4. Then we've got 5 and 5, so it's going to be right here in the middle. But since we're not doing a box and whiskers plot, we don't really have to worry about what that value is. So if we look at our first half of data, 1, 1, 2, 2, here is our Q1. Second half of data, 1, 1, 2, 2, we have our Q3. Now, we have to do 12 minus 7, which gives us 5, and that's our IQR. All right, let's do one word problem real quick. Ray's scores on his math test are 70, 85, 78, 90, 84, 82, and 83. We're going to draw a box plot. First off, put them in numerical order. 70, 78, 82, 83, 84, 85, and 90. So we need our Q1, Q2, Q3. So 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3. Here is our Q2 or our median. Now, 1 and 1. That is going to be 78 is our Q1. 1 and 1. So 85 is our Q3. All right, now let's draw our box and whiskers plot. So draw your little chart. I'm going to start with 70. I'm going to count by 2s. 74, 76, 78, 80, 82, 84, 86, 88, 90. All right, so my Q1 or my Q2 is 83, so right here. Q1 is 78, and Q3 is going to be 85. So right there. So Q3. All right. Now my min is a 70, and then my max is a 90. So I've just finished my box and whiskers plait. Now, if you look at the next one, it's the same problem. I'm gonna change those in class, but you should get the point of doing a box and whiskers plait now and finding your IQR and all that.